Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. I will never forget you. Jai Gurudev. Today I would like to talk about meditation in a dark room and why one would want to do that. Some Kriya Yoga traditions promote that and consider that to be a good thing to do. And in the Siddha tradition, certainly this is part of their practice. And they call it the Kaya Kalpa practice. So in the Kaya Kalpa practice, part of that is darkroom meditation for extended periods of time. Sometimes, oftentimes for months, not just for a few hours or a day. So why would one want to do that? What happens when you're in a dark room for an extended period of time? Something happens to your pineal gland in particular. When you have been meditating for at least 30 minutes in a dark room, the brain waves shift to something called theta waves, and those are the waves that start dominating right before you go to sleep. Which means that you will have a higher sense of creativity, deeper sense of peace and clarity. They come quite naturally through that. The other thing that starts happening when you start spending a longer time in a dark room while you meditate is that the pineal gland will start excreting something called melatonin, more than normal. It does it already, but if you want to increase how much melatonin it secretes, meditating in a dark room is a very powerful way to do that. Now one would wonder, why do you want to do that? So a very simple thing, why this is called the Kaya Kalpa practice in the Siddha tradition is because the Siddhas are, one of their practices is to rejuvenate the body. They want to turn the aging process around and start rejuvenating. And again, there's different reasons for why I would want to do that. It's not that you want to necessarily be here in this third dimension experiencing human life. It is so that you have more time in this body to really move towards enlightenment, move towards higher and higher states of samadhi, instead of having to return back again, into the reincarnation cycle and go through the forgetting into remembering. While you're here and you're remembering and you're deeply into your practice, there might be a deeper desire to extend your life so that you can either burn through all of your karma or experience longer periods of very, very high states of consciousness, because this will have an impact on the lives and the experiences beyond this lifetime when you leave this body. So melatonin is called the fountain of youth. When you have increased levels of melatonin in your body, the body will start reversing its aging process, and your cells will literally start becoming younger. This is why you can see certain yogis can be several hundred years old, and they don't look even remotely that old. The other thing, when you stay longer than that in a dark room, when you stay long enough in a dark room, it starts creating something called pinolin. I don't know much about it, so I can't really speak that much about it, but this is one of the things that will start happening when you start extending your stay even longer. You can do some research about that yourself and read about what that is if you have an interest in that. And beyond that, when you start extending your stay for days and weeks, and I don't personally know exactly when that shift happens, but at some point when you spend extended periods of time in a dark room meditating, the pineal gland will literally start creating DMT. Now DMT is known as a psychedelic drug that is also synthetically produced and used today. But the body itself can produce that naturally in healthier amounts, where you don't have to be concerned about any side effects or risks in that way. Some of the effects they talk about you get from DMT is, hallucinogenic visions and creative inspiration in different ways. So some even speak about it resembling a near-death experience. So those are some of the effects that you can have from darkroom meditation. And for higher consciousness experience purpose, all of these different secretions from the pineal gland are of high benefit. And the Siddhas in particular and the Kriya Yogis have been exploring these things very deeply. I personally recommend very highly that as much as you can, when you do your meditation, and particularly Kriya Yoga meditation, to do it in a dark room, to have more profound, to have deeper effects of the meditation. Jai Gurudev. Hari Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.